We need to appreciate the things we have in life. And I look at you guys, and I see you guys are dressed well, you look great, you got to a great school, you have great leaders, you have great teachers here, you live in a beautiful community, and then I'll go like to a third world country, and they don't even have a school. They have like tents that people go to get class. And the education is like second grade right through high school, all in the same classroom. I mean, it's tough to get a good education in that kind of setting. So you think about the opportunities you guys have, and to be appreciative. And I have to share this story with you. I had this client that broke his neck, and he was driving with somebody drunk in the car, and the driver was fine, nothing happened to the driver, but for my friend and my client, he broke his neck just like Christopher Reeves, totally paralyzed. And it was sad because you go into his room and there was no security guard outside the door like Christopher Reeves, there was no cards on the wall, there were no balloons in his room, he was alone. And I would go into his room and he'd always have a smile on his face. And what happened to him is he had to depend on a respirator. There was a hole in his neck, and they put this pump into that hole, and it would pump air into his lungs, and that's how he breathed. And one night he was watching TV, sitting in a chair, I mean totally paralyzed, couldn't move, couldn't scratch his nose, nothing. And the connection became loose, and it fell onto his lap. And he sat there and he suffocated because he couldn't breathe. You talk about like a painful way to go. I mean, he's probably looking down and wanting to pick it up and he couldn't. But this guy was a real hero. I mean, he always had a smile on his face despite his obstacles. And he wrote something for me that I'm going to share with you, because the guy was appreciative of what he did have. And it does remind us, you know, that we should all be appreciative of the things that we do have. It reads as this, it says, every day is Thanksgiving. And it says, even though I clutch my blanket and growl when the alarm rings each morning, it says, thank you, and here it says, thank you, God, that I can hear. The person was religious. I believe in God too, and that's certainly your choice, whatever you guys want. But it says, thank you, God, that I can hear. There are many people who are deaf. And even though I keep my eyes tightly closed against the morning light as long as possible, thank you that I can see. There are many people in this world who are blind. And even though I huddle in my bed and put off the physical efforts of rising, thank you that I have the strength to rise. There are many people who are confined and who are paralyzed. And even though the first hour of our day is hectic, when socks are lost, toast is burned, and tempers are short, thank you for my family. There are many people who are lonely. And even though our breakfast table never looks like the pictures in magazines, and at times the menu is unbalanced, thank you for the food we have. There are many people who are starving. And even though the routine of my job and going to school is often stressful and monotonous, thank you for the opportunity to go to school and to work. There are many people who have no schools to go to and have no jobs to attend. And the last part is, even though I grumble and wish my life wasn't so painful, thank you for the gift of life. I'm glad to be alive. And it really is so true that we all have that gift of life. And so many times, you know, we try and we're not happy. But if I could ask you guys to like yourself, from this moment on, like yourself. And I'm going to try something corny. If you guys would all take your, take your right hand and touch your left shoulder with it and hold it there. Now take your left hand and touch your right shoulder and hold it there. Now give yourself a big hug and say, real loud, I like myself. Okay?